In military aviation, some aircraft become legends. The F-117 Nighthawk was a myth, an invisible phantom, shrouded in secrecy for years before its 1988 unveiling. Its sharp, angular design and black paint made it look more alien than aircraft. The F-117 wasn't built for speed or dogfights. Its sole purpose, to be invisible, slipping through the world's toughest air defenses undetected. During Operation Desert Storm in 1991, the Nighthawk struck deep into Baghdad, hitting high-value targets with precision, while enemy radars remained blind. The Iraqi military was left bewildered, unable to see what was attacking them. The F-117 became a symbol of American technological supremacy, a ghost that owned the night. Pilots who flew it were part of an elite fraternity training in secrecy to master an aircraft that was unstable and utterly reliant on computers. By the late 1990s, the F-117 had a flawless combat record, flying thousands of sorties without a single loss. It was always the first in, dismantling enemy defenses before anyone knew it was there. The psychological effect was immense. Adversaries expected explosions, not radar blips. The myth was firm. The F-117 was invisible, invincible. But in 1999, over a small European nation, that myth was about to be shattered. The world would soon learn that even a ghost can be caught. The legend of the Nighthawk was about to face its greatest test. The skies over Yugoslavia would become the proving ground, and the myth of invincibility would come crashing down. To understand the F-117's invisibility, you need to know how radar works. It sends out radio waves, which bounce off objects and return, revealing their location. Traditional planes tried to evade radar by flying fast, low, or using jammers. The F-117 took a different approach. Its faceted, angular shape deflected radar waves away, scattering energy in all directions. Its radar signature was tiny. On a screen it looked no bigger than a bird. The Nighthawk was also coated in radar-absorbent material, soaking up radar energy and converting it to heat. This combination of shape and skin made it nearly invisible to enemy sensors. But stealth came at a cost. The F-117 was slow, unstable, and carried only 2 bombs. It relied on computers to stay airborne. The trade-off was clear: sacrifice speed and agility for near-total invisibility. The F-117's existence was built on this revolutionary principle. But no technology is perfect. In the late 1990s, Yugoslavia's crackdown in Kosovo triggered a NATO response. Operation Allied Force began in March 1999, with NATO air forces targeting Yugoslav military infrastructure. The U.S. Air Force led the charge, sending F-117s on the most dangerous missions to cripple air defenses. NATO expected a swift victory, believing their advanced technology would overwhelm Yugoslavia's aging Soviet-era systems. But the Serbs, experienced and resourceful, prepared to endure and adapt. Their goal wasn't to win the air war, but to survive it and exploit any NATO mistake. They knew their territory and their old systems intimately. The stage was set for a confrontation between stealth and ingenuity. The Serbs were ready to fight back. Colonel Zoltan Dani, commander of Belgrade's air defenses, knew his Soviet-made missile systems were outdated. Instead of following the manual, he got creative. Dani's team theorized that stealth didn't mean true invisibility, just low observability. They used old, long-wavelength radars, which sometimes picked up faint returns from stealth aircraft. Dani ordered his crews to constantly move, shoot and scoot, and use their radars for only seconds at a time. Human spotters with radios and binoculars listened for the F-117's engines, providing low-tech early warning. Communication was decentralized, using landlines and runners to avoid NATO eavesdropping. By piecing together radar blips and spotter reports, Dani's team built a rough picture of stealth flight paths. It was a painstaking high-stakes game of cat and mouse, but it gave them a fighting chance. The hunt for the invisible was on. On March 27, 1999, U.S. Air Force Lieutenant-Colonel Dale Zelko, call sign Vega 31, flew his F-117 toward Belgrade. The weather was poor, but the mission seemed routine, until it wasn't. Zelko's flight path was predictable, a critical mistake. On the ground, Dani's battery waited, their old radar catching a faint, fleeting contact. Human spotters confirmed the sound of an aircraft overhead. Dani gambled. When the F-117 opened its bomb bay doors, its stealth would be compromised. At that moment, Danny's crew switched on their targeting radar for just seconds. A solid target appeared. They had a lock. 2 missiles launched into the night. Zelko saw them coming. One missed, the other struck his wing. The Nighthawk spiraled out of control, alarms blaring. The myth of invincibility was shattered in a fiery blast. For the first time, a stealth fighter had been brought down. Danny's gamble had paid off. The world's most secret aircraft was now a wreck in a Serbian field. The legend was broken. As his F-117 tumbled, Zelko ejected, rocketing into the cold night. His parachute deployed, dropping him into hostile territory. Now the most wanted man in Serbia. He landed in a muddy field, quickly hiding in an irrigation ditch as search parties closed in. Zelko used his survival training, staying hidden and making brief radio calls to signal his location. NATO launched a daring rescue, sending helicopters deep into enemy territory. After hours of tense waiting, Zelko signaled the rescue team with his infrared strobe. A pararescueman reached him, and Zelko was hoisted to safety. 8 hours after being shot down, he was back in friendly hands. The pilot survived, but the myth did not. The rescue was a testament to training and teamwork. For NATO, it was a narrow escape from disaster. For Serbia, it was a propaganda victory. The world was watching. News of the downed F-117 stunned NATO and the Pentagon. The Serbs celebrated, displaying wreckage in Belgrade, a massive propaganda coup. The myth of American invincibility was gone. Analysts quickly realized the Serbs' tactics, old radars, disciplined communication and patience, had worked. NATO's mistakes were clear, predictable routes and underestimating the enemy. The shootdown forced a re-evaluation of stealth's role. Stealth was no longer a magical cloak, but one tool among many. NATO adapted, making flight paths less predictable and increasing electronic warfare support. The loss was a wake-up call. No weapon is perfect. In Serbia, the event became a symbol of resistance. For the US, it was a lesson in humility. The age of effortless air dominance was over. The enemy always gets a vote. The myth had been replaced by reality. The F-117's downing marked a turning point in air warfare. It proved that even the most advanced technology could be defeated by clever, adaptive tactics. The Serbs' use of integrated sensors, old radars, human spotters, and brief radar bursts became a model for future air defenses. Stealth aircraft now faced multi-layered detection systems, not just single radars. The incident spurred innovation. The US developed more advanced stealth jets like the F-22 and F-35, with better shaping and materials. Meanwhile, adversaries studied the F-117 wreckage, accelerating their own stealth and counter-stealth programs. The monopoly on stealth was over. The cat-and-mouse game had entered a new phase. Air warfare would never be the same. The lesson: adapt or be outmatched. Decades later, the F-117's shootdown still shapes military thinking. Over-reliance on any single technology is dangerous. Adaptation is key. Modern stealth missions are team efforts. F-35s fly with electronic warfare, cyber, and fighter support. The goal is to dominate the electromagnetic spectrum, not just be invisible. Counter-stealth technology is advancing fast. New radars, passive sensors, and infrared tracking are all in play. The race between stealth and detection is more intense than ever. The story of Vega 31 is one of hubris, ingenuity, and adaptation. Technology matters, but human skill and creativity decide the outcome. The F-117 was retired in 2008, replaced by more advanced jets. But its legacy and the lesson of its loss endures. Even a ghost can be caught, and that changed the future of air combat forever.